Yeah, hello, people. Today, I was sitting here thinking that, the Lord's brought me to remembrance a video I saw a few weeks ago about this man sitting outside on his patio with his nearly empty spool of wire. His wife comes out and says, I heard you crying. You know, I was just worried about what was wrong with him. Then he sits there and tries to explain to her, I bought this wire 20 years ago. Probably about 20-pound spool of wire. I never thought that I would use it all. Here I am at the end of it. What have I done with it? He's basically using that wire as a metaphor for his life. In his 20s, he never thought he would die. And here he is, ever so closely getting closer and closer to the end. And he realizes that. And that's where I don't think the wife meant anything wrong. She was probably in jest, probably trying to cheer him up. But she done the worst thing you could do in this moment. She looks at him and says, oh, I thought you were out here crying because you were wearing some kind of team hat. And he just looks at her and says, I'm done. It's over. I'm not doing this right now. Now, she completely broke the man at that time. He was spilling his heart out to her. A very deep and emotional. He was conveying wisdom to her. When what she should have done is just stood there, listen to him, convey what he was trying to communicate. Maybe at some point in time, if appropriate, ask him if he would like something, a drink or something. At the end of it, ask him, can I, wash your feet? Or more importantly, can I pray for you? Because she should have maintained that meek demeanor with him. I mean, that's something that all men go through too. Maybe once in their lives, maybe multiple times, but in every man's life, he comes to that point where something just catches his attention, and it's like, what have I done with my life? What have I done to fulfill my duty to my family, to my church, to my wife, to my children? Have I done enough? And the sad thing is unless you're Jesus Christ, the answer is no. You haven't. You have failed in all these areas at some point in time. For all have sinned and came short. But the good news is there's grace in abundance. For it is by grace and not by works that we are saved. So God, through his abundant grace, will forgive you of all that. His forgiveness is absolute. You just have to repent and accept his son into your heart. Turn away from your wickedness and all that failure and all that burden you've carried with you. He will take and bear it for you. Now, my question is to you wives whose husbands they've not been perfect. Do you have that kind of mercy for your husband? And husbands, do you have that kind of mercy for your wives and children and those that you are in authority of? There's something to think about.